My people, was good? Was good, y'all? My name is Darcy, and this is Off the Dome. Here we speak, Off the Dome. But today we're going to speak a little bit about something different. Today we're going to talk about my experience in Colombia, specifically Cali, Colombia, and kind of why I chose to live here. Maybe some tips. Who knows what's going to happen? But as a disclaimer, I've been here for 2.5 years. That does not mean I'm an expert. That does not mean I know everything about Colombia. I'm giving you my perspective. Okay. So beforehand, I want you guys to know also I lived in Spain for 2 years. I'm a teacher. I teach English here. As you can see, lots of traffic in Cali. Right now it's rush hour. But I came to Cali because of my experience in Spain. Really, I love Spain. I have nothing negative to say about Spain. Beautiful places, beautiful beaches, beautiful cities, and it's small, so it's impressive how they're able to cultivate this rich culture in Spain. Lived in Andalusia, lived in Galicia, Gran Canaria, I've been all over Spain and I truly love it. But I'll be honest, it is a little bit difficult to have a job where you're earning in euros, living in Spain. Maybe for me it was difficult, maybe for other people it could be easier. But for me, it was tough. And I needed to see a way out. Um, and as much as I wanted to stay there, I also have to be honest and say that the diversity there is a problem for me. Obviously, I understand we get to have these experiences where we're unique, where we're not in places where people usually are, and we should be grateful for that. And I am grateful I've been in Spain. Many black men don't get that chance to live in Spain longer than a few months, a few years, and it was a great time. But at the end of the day, I guess I got tired of seeing people look at me like, oh, oh, like something weird, like exotic. Um, I'm not saying I received any type of racism, things like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary. But when it comes down to it, I want an experience where I can see people who look like me. That's all I want. It makes me feel more happy, more calm, even though I know they have a different culture. So I went back home to Ohio, and then I saved some money, and now I've been in Cali teaching English for 2.5 years, and it's been awesome. People think I'm Caleño. So when we think about Cali, I chose Cali for a couple of reasons. Obviously, first one is diversity. It is one of the most diverse cities in Colombia. I think it's 50% black or close to 50% black, and that's because it is also close to the Pacific. Buenaventura is the most Afro Colombian. They have the biggest Afro Colombian population in Colombia. So many people come from the small towns to the Pacific, Chocó, Nuquí, and they travel to Cali. That's like the big city for them. So when I was in my research, I was like, okay, this is awesome. I love a city that has culture that's diverse because we need diversity in a city. A city that isn't diverse, it's just going to be a different feeling for me. And Bogota, Medellin, it just wasn't happening. Medellin is kind of crazy right now, kind of expensive also, and that's what pushed me away from Medellin. Bogota is really cold. I'm not a fan of the cold. I'm from Ohio, so me. I like different types of weather. And so Cali, tropical climate, warm all year round. Rainy season maybe 2 3 months, but most of the time it's 80 degrees, 85 degrees. And I love it. It feels good because also Cali is a valley. So after 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m., it's cool. The sun's gone. You don't feel the heat, and you get a nice breeze in some areas. So it's awesome. It's awesome. And and yeah, so the weather, diversity, and the size of a city. For me, a big city is not important. I'm not trying to be in a city with 10 million people, 15 million people. Cali has 2 million people, and that for me is perfect. I feel like a lot of times, secondary cities, you can meet more genuine people, be more open to fun experiences. Because sometimes in a big city, people are just on go mode, go, 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 work, 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 and people come and go. Oh, I'm here for 2 months. Oh, da da, oh, da da. But in Cali, people live. People live here. People enjoy life. They go out. They socialize. They go dancing. Cali is the salsa capital of the world, so lots of activities for dancing here in Cali, and that's kind of what drawed my interest also. And being here in 2.5 years in Cali, obviously 2.5 years is a long time. It's the most I've stayed in a city for so long. So obviously, it's really been an amazing journey. It's really an authentic city. It's not so expensive yet. It's coming. I know it's coming. People are tired of Bogota. People are tired of Medellin. People are coming to Cali more and more each day. So get here before it gets too expensive for sure. But one thing I guess that surprised me is, even though I see people who are black, people who are Afro, people who look like me, I still got to understand that they aren't me. They don't have the same history. They don't have the same background. And even though I look like them, we still can't connect on a level that I hope. It still takes work, right? Just like in Spain, even though we look alike, we look different. Obviously, we look different, but even so, we look different. It makes it easier to understand that the story is different, also. But in Colombia, obviously, we're black. Obviously, we were all slaves, but they have a different background than us for sure. You know, and I've tried to take some time to understand that background, understand their history, but it's deep. It's deep, and like I was saying before, Buenaventura, the most populated city that's Afro-Colombian, and they have a port, and they should be one of the richest cities in Colombia. But with corruption, it has become, unfortunately, a poor city. I went there recently. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But a lot of people are kind of stuck, I would say. Maybe because of the government, maybe because of corruption. And it's hard to see the light when you are around all of that energy. But, you know, one thing I learned also is, of course, you're in a new culture, you're going to learn new things about people. And so that's why I've stayed here, because even though um, we still are different cultures, nothing's perfect. Take some wins. Happy at least we look alike. Happy that we can accept that we are from the Afro-Colombian population, Afro population, and I really enjoyed it. I don't think I would have enjoyed any other city as much, for many reasons. Bogota, a lot of traffic, cold city. Medellin, a lot of gringos there. What they do over there. If you don't know, better you don't know. But that connotation is always just annoying and sad sometimes. But yeah. So if you want to come to Cali, Colombia, please come. It's an authentic city. People are genuine. People are warm. People are really nice, and it's an awesome experience. I would love to stay here forever. It's a growing city. 2 million people is not a lot if you think about it. So yeah, that's why I chose to live in Cali, Colombia. The diversity, the weather, the people, um, and the size of the city. I know that's probably not what you guys. Maybe you guys probably guessed that, but for me, it's important for people to see my perspective. Obviously, there's still racism. Obviously, there's like no city is going to be perfect. No city is going to be perfect. There's always going to be some issues. It's just a matter of how much are you willing to accept those issues and live with those issues. I have no problem living with these issues here because they're everywhere, So the fact that people here are so happy, so warm, so loving, even with all the turmoil that's happening, is amazing, and it encourages you to smile, encourages you to be happy, be present in life, and that is why I've stayed. We people here know how to enjoy life. Obviously, yes, Colombians work really hard, 6 days a week, but there's also many holidays, and those holidays come party, come family gatherings, uniting together, and they really cherish those times, and it's beautiful to see. So it's giving me a new eye opening experience, a new mindset, and that's why I've decided to stay. So if you got the time, take a visit. Skip Medellin, skip Bogota. Don't worry about the danger. It's dangerous everywhere, but I'm sure you're not gonna go to those neighborhoods anyway. If you stay in the normal neighborhoods, don't be an idiot. You'll be fine. If it happens, it happens. It's gonna happen eventually. It happens. So yeah, off the dome. A little bit about my life in Cali. If you have any other questions, want to know some more things, let me know. Maybe I'll make some more videos. If you like, comment, subscribe. But I just wanted to give you my 2 cents right now because that's what I was feeling. And yeah, man, here off the dome, we speak off the dome. So until next time.